By the senior class for this honor this evening are Bill Bailey, Brooke Davis, Linda Dolan, Barbara Fletcher, David Neff, and Dennis Ryan. I'd like to introduce Brett Griffin, our senior class president, who will lead us in the invocation and introduce our student speakers. Give thanks for the life we have and the time we have had to share with our friends. We give thanks for the hope which gives us the strength to face the future that now stands before us. Allow us to use wisely the gift of time, not wasting a moment on things that hold no value in the life that lies before us. Grant us the wisdom to choose the right path and learn from the experiences that life has dealt us. Let us not take for granted the friends, family, and knowledge that we have been given. We ask for protection from those who wish us to see us fail and give us the power to realize the full potential of our capabilities. Amen. Our first speaker, I'd like to announce the 1993 valedictorian, Rosalind Wayne.
Wise sage Dave Barry once offered this advice for the successful person. You must develop drive, determination, and persistence such that people do not wish to be within thousands of yards of you. You must develop a faith in your abilities so strong that you don't feel the least bit embarrassed about acting like a scuzzbag. History backs this up. Archaeologist Heinrich Schliemann discovered the ruins of Troy despite everyone telling him that he was a complete idiot. And no one ever said that Napoleon was, all in all, a really nice guy. The greats of history were internally driven. They performed whatever remarkable feat for themselves. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote an essay called Self-Reliance. The gist of it was, surprise, self-reliance is really important. Self-reliance means shoving the world aside and finding out what you really believe. There's a theory that says that every part of the human being is formed from two things, heredity and environment. I never really did believe this theory because it fails to take into account individuality. There must be something inside which separates one person from anyone who ever existed. Otherwise, we'd all end up exactly alike, thinking the same thought, wearing the same bad tie. Contentment is when you answer to your own difference and nothing else. Contentment means freedom. 4 years of high school must have shown you how many people there are on hand to support and help you. But next year, if those ties are cut, can you stand on your own? Rely on yourself and you won't ever be helpless. Live for yourself because you're the only person you'll have to spend a lifetime with. Regrets are very harmful to the central nervous system. They float in your bloodstream, and 3 years later, boom, you wake up and you wonder why you didn't join that acrobatic troupe like you wanted to. Trust your instincts and you'll never have regrets. Maybe you didn't look so good in tights. Only when you're content yourself Can you manage to be utterly unselfish? Only when no part of you is fighting itself can you work for a greater cause, or say something bold just for the heck of it, or love unconditionally. When the world passes over, you'll have just yourself for company, and it should be enough. I leave you the words of Emerson, trust thyself, and the words of Dave Barry, never board a commercial aircraft if the pilot is wearing a tank top. Use these and be in control of your fate. Class of 93, I hereby empower you.
The second speaker I'd like to announce
discovered a small scratch embedded in the diamond, marring its perfection. He called his advisors to the throne. "My trusted friends," he began, "I have brought you here because of your wisdom. I believe that you can help me. Can any of you erase the scratches on my diamond and make it perfect once again?" An advisor stepped forward. "Your Highness, we wish we could help you, but this rubbing out scratches, it is impossible. We cannot do it." Another advisor interrupted. "We feel you are trying to pursue silly dreams. You will only end up embarrassing yourself and our nation." The king, though distraught, was determined to find a way to preserve peace and beauty in his country. He sent heralds all over the land asking for anyone's help who could rub the scratch out and make his diamond perfect once again. Many citizens traveled to the palace, but none could help the king. After many months, he was just about to call off the search when a weary carver arrived at the castle. "Can you fix my diamond?" asked the king. "I think so, but you must give me time to work in complete privacy so I can devote my full energy to this task," replied the carver. After quite some time, the carver returned to the palace with the diamond. "Did you erase the scratch?" the king inquired. "No, but here, look at the diamond." Turning the diamond over, the king saw to his surprise that the scratch had been transformed into a stem with leaves, and a rose had been carved into the diamond. "It is more perfect than I ever dreamed. Thank you," the king whispered. "My friends, we, the members of Poway High School's class of 1993, live in an expansive, exciting world. So beautiful, like the scratched diamond, our world is far from perfect. Each of us has the power to carve our own place in this world, to make it just a little bit better than it was before we arrived. We must utilize the tools we have gained so far: the support and love from family and friends, the education from school, and the knowledge we have gained through daily experiences. These tools are the key to our future success, both as individuals and as members of the local, national, and worldwide communities of which we are a part. If we allow our tools to grow dusty and lie still, the scratches in our world will never disappear. They will only grow deeper and wider, weakening our already fragile world. We must become the carvers of our generation. Seize whatever tools you have acquired in the past, but realize these are not enough. It is essential to continue to create new tools throughout the future and to implement them effectively to make a positive impact in our society. It is impossible to move backwards to a time when rivers were pure and we were innocent. Our diamonds will never regress into a smooth, calm world. Often, these scratches force us to seek new, innovative solutions, compelling us to transform obstacles into blessings. There will always be people who claim to be brighter and know better, who will try to dismiss our carvings as mere child's play. In self-righteousness, they will ignore our ideals, calling us foolish dreamers. We must not let them discourage our search for beauty. They must not be allowed to turn our dreams into nightmares. It is our responsibility to prove them wrong and show them that each person and his or her dreams can make a difference. These diplomas we have earned may herald the end of high school, but they also extend an invitation to each of us, an invitation to plant our feet in the ground and carve roses in the sky.
Our third speaker of the day will be ASB President Joe Cruz.
My friends, we have finally reached our moment in time. Today, the class of '93 graduates from high school. To commemorate this splendid event, tradition dictates that we wear these emerald green robes and these weird, funny-looking caps, an ensemble we would not wear every day. There is, however, a meaning to everything, and yes, there's a reason why we wear these unusual caps. These caps symbolize our high school experience. On top of the cap is a firm, flat surface. It has 4 corners and a vast plane between these corners. These corners represent every year that we have spent in high school, and the vast plane represents all the knowledge that we've accumulated. This knowledge connects the corners together to create our high school education. The purpose of this whole process is for students like us to fill this vast plane with as much knowledge as we can, so we can move on in life and be successful. What many people forget, however, is what is underneath this flat surface. Every structure, including our education, needs something to support it. The top of the cap is supported by a circular, flexible base. This base represents our families and our friends. They give us the love and support we need to be successful in life. Without this base, this cap would be nothing but a single piece of cardboard. I believe it would be hard for us to balance a single piece of cardboard on our head, just like it would have been hard for us to go through high school without the support of our families and our friends. Another piece of the base that usually goes unrecognized is all the influences that the teachers of this school have made on our lives. It does not matter if you like them or you dislike them. In some way or another, you'll remember them. Finally, what would a graduation cap be like without its tassel? The tassel brings color to the cap, which makes it stand out. The tassel embodies everything that made our high school experience memorable. It represents all the extracurricular events that we participated in, the football games, 2-on-2 tournaments, and all the sporting events that we viewed, be it in the stands or in the field, or for some, on the bench. It symbolizes all the concerts and theatrical productions that we've attended or performed in. It represents all the dances and the romances that have evolved in our 4-year stay. It embodies all the class competitions and lunchtime activities that we have had fun watching. The tassel symbolizes all the fun we have ever had with our friends. Without these tassels, our graduation caps would be plain and boring. If we put all 3 components together, the flat top, the circular base, and the tassel, we simply have a graduation cap. But if we look underneath the cap, we find ourselves, and we realize what has taken us to reach this milestone in our lives. We have received an education with the help and support of our friends, families, and teachers. We also have the memories that will last us a lifetime. My friends, when we throw our caps into the air, do not think of today as the last day we saw each other, rather as the day we started a new cap. be it a collegiate, military, or vocational cap. We, the class of '93, will always be successful and will always be proud. In September, a whole new cycle begins. Incoming freshmen will enter high school not knowing if they're going to receive their physical or symbolic cap. But for us, the class of '93, we are now graduates. Thank you.
Hello, my fellow Titans, young and old. We talk of times past and times more recent. They brush by like the blink of an eye. They will stay and forever in our memory. And old friends and new friends all become good friends. Feelings we have, emotions we share, are different from anything ever felt before, and perhaps never to be felt again. It is a wonderful feeling. It must be a senior thing. It must be a graduating thing. For some of us, we can say all the way back to the times of middle school. Or some of us can only see back to the times when we were freshmen, and it was hard enough just getting through the halls without getting run over. I remember middle school and the 6th grade Olympics and those classic golden sweats a la Twin Peaks. I remember graduating then, thinking today would never come, and now, here we are, ready to graduate again. I look back and I'm happy to think, no more busy work, no more walking from the North 40 parking lot, no more readmits, and no more happy hoy in the morning. Sad when I realized no more Titan Time, no more Devil Dozer, no more editorials by Bridger, no more with NRT, and no more hanging out in the quad. Now, new memories will be made, and new friends will be found. It makes me sad to think that such a unique class will become simply a mass of individuals going our own separate ways. And so, in my final words, to a class who has seen history turn itself inside out, from the blow-up of the Challenger, to the fall of the Berlin Wall, to the fall of communism. Look out for each other. Tell those who matter how much you care. Tell those who have helped you how much you appreciate them, because friends are far more important than any book you will read or any test you will take. Have a blast and enjoy being a senior, because you only graduate once. Enjoy the time together because it goes by so fast. Carry on in all you do, enduring the worst, becoming the best, remembering it is not what you are thought to be, but what you are. Climb high, your goal the sky, your aim the stars. God bless you, my fellow seniors.
It's a pleasure for me to introduce Mrs. Bonnie Blank, Assistant Principal in charge of guidance, who will be acknowledging our academic achievers.
Good evening. It is an honor to present to you the academic achievers for the class of 1993. These students have earned an overall GPA of 3.75 and above for the past 4 years. Students, will you please stand as your name is read and remain standing? Audience, please hold your applause until I've read the names of all 46 students. Timothy Douglas Adams, Sarah Rebecca Ames, Tracy Elizabeth Andruski, Nina Sherrard Bankar, Amy Noel Brandstetter, Jess Anthony Edward Kanata, Paul Anthony Chadwick, Robert Andrew Cruden, Christopher David Cummins, Eliza Domingo de Jesus, Julie Ann DeYerman, Melissa Marie Dulett, Kevin Michael Fenn, Ernest George Freund, Stephen Matthew Gertz, Maddie Ray Goodman, Sarah Locum Granger, Victor Manuel Hernandez, Kelly Michelle Hetherington, Sarah Hildig, Michelle Therese Horner, Charles Henry Jackson V, Jocelyn Ramus Charles, Debbie Kim, Jeffrey Quincy Marlowe, Megan Lee McKean, Allison Rodriguez Mesa, Brenda Rodriguez Mesa, April Ann Myers, Heidi Ann Panzer, Nya Fong T. Fan, Spencer Gerald Plum, Alexander John Pontiglione, Michael Joseph Smith, Amanda K. Smith, Jonathan Michael Spear, Deborah Jean Center, Lori Lynn Sapizio, Laura Elizabeth Toretto, Natalie Marie Underberg, J. I. Fargis, Robin Pollard Vasily, Rosalind Wang, Jane Taipan Wei, Sean Christian Witt, congratulations to all of you.
School District. You may now proceed with the awarding of diplomas.